Hi crafters, it's Chloe from Chloe's Creative Cards, and today I'm going to be showing you how to create a fabulous little 6x6 project. This one that is actually on the front of the packaging of the Christmas foliage frame, and we are going to be using the gorgeous stamp and die set. We're going to be stamping a background, and it's going to be a really nice, quick and easy project to make. So we're going to get started by stamping and embossing the frame first. So I'm going to grab my frame stamp. Now what I'm going to recommend with these stamps, the frame ones, because they have got the hole in the middle, is pop them down onto a surface and then take your acrylic block and pick it up like so. Okay, then it'll stick down flat and correct on your acrylic block. Next up, I am going to take a piece of our crystal white pearl card. And I'm going to take a little anti-static bag and I'm going to give this a little dust over, like so. Just get rid of any fingerprints or anything that may be on there. I'm then going to take my stamp and I'm going to ink it up using my Wow Clear embossing pad. So lots of tapping all over the image, like so. And then we're going to grab that piece of cardstock back in and we're going to position down the stamp and press. So you want firm, even pressure all over the stamped image, like so. And then we're going to lift that off. We're then going to take some scrap paper and we're going to take our embossing powder. So the embossing powder that I'm using is the Stamps by Chloe Wow powder in Hollywood Hills. So this is a lovely dark rich green embossing glitter. So we sprinkled that over the top. We're going to pour any excess straight back into the jar. And then we're going to heat this one up. So we're going to take our heat gun. We're going to hold the heat gun still, and then as soon as we see that gorgeous embossing powder start to melt and change, we are just going to move the heat gun over the image. Right, so we're just chasing that embossing powder until it's all nicely heated up. Make sure I've caught all of the bits there, which I have. I'm going to put that to one side just to cool for a minute. While that's cooling, I'm going to grab in the die set and I'm going to take the 2 circle dies. Also going to take the little sentiment. So the sentiment says, sent with warmest thoughts and best wishes for a wonderful Christmas and a very happy new year. So I'm going to pop that down onto my acrylic block. I'm going to take my little anti-static bag again, just onto a little piece of crystal white pearl card. I'm going to ink up that stamp. I'm going to position it down. Now, because this is a lovely it's a very fine verse stamp this, I would recommend using a super fine embossing powder. So the one that I've chosen to use is a new one from Wow, and I am absolutely obsessed with it. It's called Polished Gold Super Fine. So they do a polished gold and a polished silver, and we've just got them in stock on the website. And they are honestly absolutely gorgeous. It is like the most shiny gold and the most shiny silver you have ever seen. It almost makes it look like the words have been foiled. So if I go back in with my heat gun and heat this up, you can see how lovely and bright and shiny that gold text is. So I'm going to pop that to one side. I'm going to grab in the other one that we've already stamped, that we're just waiting of it to dry, and we're going to pop the die over the top to die cut this out. So what I tend to do is have a little look round for a little reference point. You do just have to kind of twiddle it around a little bit. It's where these little berries are, I tend to find quite useful. So it's like this little section here. So you can see how you can just take your die and line it up over the top. And then we're going to take some low tack tape. So as always, I'm using Scotch low tack tape. This is the tape that I use all of the time. So I'm just going to line this up, make sure I'm quite happy with that. And I'm going to tape that down into place. And I'm going to take my plates to run this through my Gemini. So I'm just going to be using my base plate. Let me just grab it out here. There we go. My base plate, my plastic shim and my cutting plate on the top. I'm going to take my die, I'm going to flip that over, pop that in, pop my cutting plate on the top and send that through my machine. Like so. I'm going to take my little circle, so I'm going to take the smallest one and I'm going to line that up with my sentiment. And we're going to send that one through next. When we take this out, you will see we've got the most gorgeous die cut frame there. So we're going to take our tape, we're going to tape this one down, and then we're going to tape this extra one down onto here. So this is going to be the larger of the circles. Just tape that there, tape that there. We'll grab our plates and run these two through like so. Okay, so then we're going to just push out this middle little bit of detail in the die. There we go. You can see how nicely we've got that die cut. Okay, and then we'll grab this one at the other side. Just push this through. Like so. So we've got our little sentiment plaques ready to layer up in the middle. So what I'm going to do now is take this piece here and I'm going to take some red glitter, which I'll just grab. Just doing a little roll on the floor there across the room. So we'll take our Dries Clear PVA and I'm going to go in and just infill the little flowers and infill the little holly berries. So I'm just using my PVA glue, just dotting my glue onto there like so. And I'm going to cover that with that beautiful red glitter. So I'm using red Poinsettia, which is one of our Sparkelicious glitters. There we go. Go straight back into the jar. And then I'm also going to take a little bit of Gold Rush, which is another Sparkelicious glitter. I'm going to just go in and add a little bit of this just under where these like little berries are, and put a little dot just in the middle of the flowers. So you'll get a little bit of like a golden tinge on those, which will be lovely. There we go. You can see how we've glittered that frame up. So again, this is a nice little quick project, but I've linked all of the materials that I'm using in the description below. Then going to take my Crystallina glitter, which as we know I absolutely love. And I'm going to take a chisel tip glue pen, just do a little bit of edging just around the little side of my sentiment here. Just go around, cover this with our lovely Crystallina glitter. Absolutely love this colour. It's just a nice neutral. It goes with everything. It really is an essential in any crafter's tool box. Okay, so I'm going to pop that to one side. Oh, I've just smudged little berries there. Just rid of that. Just add a little bit more red over the top. No one will ever know. There we go. Okay, so pop that to one side. And then next up, we are going to grab in our gorgeous background stamp. So this is the Starry Night background. And I've got a little piece of, this is Jupiter pearl card that I've trimmed down the side. Give that a little dust over with my anti-static bag. I'm going to take my clear embossing pad and ink my stamp up. So lots of light tapping, like so. And then we're going to take our stamp. I'm going to hover there and press. So again, you just want firm, even pressure all over the image. And then I'm going to take a piece of scrap paper and I'm going to cover this with some Twinkling Lights embossing glitter, which is a lovely sparkly gold. Pop that back into the jar. I'm going to do exactly the same on the bottom of here. So I'm going to re-ink my stamp, that's important. We're going to position that down onto our base card and press. Firm, even pressure all over the image. And then we're going to lift that off, lift this away, and we're going to take our Twinkling Lights embossing glitter. It's going to go straight back into the jar. Take our heat gun and we're going to heat up the background. So we're just going to hold it still again, and then as soon as we see that embossing powder start to melt and change, I'm just going to move my heat gun over the image. Bit in the middle there. Okay, so we're going to start to assemble the card now. I did say this was a nice quick project. So we've got a piece of gold mirror card that I'm going to just stick flat onto my base card. So completely up to you what glue you choose to use, or if you'd rather use tape. I'm going to use my Halal all-purpose glue. Just a little bit of glue onto the back of there. And then we're going to take that and we're going to position it and stick that flat, like so. Then we're going to take a piece of the Mars Red pearl card. We're going to stick that down onto our base card like so. And then we've got a piece of that lovely stamped card in the Mars. Now what I'm going to do actually, rather than, I will use my glue, just going to use a little bit of glue onto the back of here. Sometimes when you've embossed things, you might find it easier to use a little bit of double-sided tape just to get it stuck down a little bit flatter, but actually this one isn't too kind of wrinkled with the heat. So we're going to position that down onto our base card as well, like so. So you can see how amazing that then looks. Okay, and then we're going to take some foam pads and we're just going to assemble the front of the card. So we're going to stick our little frame onto the front like so. So just a couple of foam pads on the back and then stick that down like so. Grab our little sentiments. Of course, if you want to keep this all flat for posting, you certainly could do. So, and then we're going to take our little bling box. So this one is the Elegant Christmas one. I'm going to take some of the smallest jewels. These nice bright red jewels. Take my little picky up tool, my glue. So I'm just going to pop 3 in each corner. Like so. So just a little blob of PVA. A nice bright vibrant red as well. Of course, perfect for Christmas. There we go. 1, 2, 3. One, 2, 3. And there we go. That would then be your finished card. So as always, all of the materials are available from www.chloescreativecards.co.uk. Link them all in the description below so you can have a little look on there. And yeah, have a look on the website. If you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. And I hope to see you all again very, very soon. Thank you. Bye.